This is a memory tool I use to remember the key facts for Crohn's disease that distinguish it from ulcerative colitis. So ulcerative colitis also has some unique traits of its own, but in this video I'm going to focus on Crohn's. So I call them the four Crohns, and they're these little rhyme alliteration things that are helpful for Crohn's. So the four things that I use are Crohn's groans, Chron-lonoscopy, Chron-ulomas, and Crohn's stones. And the way it works is two of them are like structural things that you can just see, and then two of them are basically have to do with how you diagnose Crohn's. And that's just me splitting the four things into two pairs to remember them easier. So if any of these things are present, then it's Crohn's, not ulcerative colitis that you're dealing with, basically. So I'll do these two first. They're the easy ones. Chron-ulomas is just to remember that granulomas are associated with Crohn's disease. If they have granulomas, it's automatically Crohn's and not ulcerative colitis. Crohn's stones is the next one. If they have kidney stones, it's automatically Crohn's and not ulcerative colitis. That's a big association for Crohn's, is the kidney stones. And kidney stones are the most, common kind of stones you can have, so it's kind of easy to remember that it's kidney stones that it's talking about if you tell yourself Crohn's stones. So that's a rhyme. Then I'll do these two next. So Crohn's groans is the other rhyme. And the groaning represents the fact that Crohn's, in my head, is basically worse than ulcerative colitis, quote unquote. They're both really bad. I don't know if in real life you would say one is definitively worse, but as far as like what you see with the tissue, Crohn's kind of looks worse because it's just more than ulcerative colitis. It covers more ground. What I specifically mean by that is that it penetrates deeper and it goes further, the inflammation. So in Crohn's, the inflammation is transmural. It goes through the entire wall of the bowel, whereas ulcerative colitis, it only goes partially through the wall. So since the inflammation is going through the entire wall, it can create a hole in the bowel wall. So you get fistulas, as opposed to ulcerative colitis, where you would only get abscesses, crypt abscesses. Okay, so fistula, the idea of a hole that penetrates all the way through, that's specific to Crohn's. It's automatically Crohn's, not ulcerative colitis. The other thing with Crohn's is that not only does it go deeper all the way through the wall, it also goes further. So it can affect the entire length of the GI tract, all the way from the mouth to the anus. It can affect your mouth, it can affect your small intestine, it can affect your large intestine, it can affect anywhere in the GI tract. Ulcerative colitis, on the other hand, it's called colitis because it's colon inflammation. So ulcerative colitis is limited to the colon. It will not affect anywhere else except the colon. So that's another unique thing about Crohn's. It can affect everywhere, not just the colon. And it usually likes to start at the right lower quadrant, aka the cecum, aka the bridge point between the small and large intestines. Right? The bridge point between the small intestine and the large intestine. That's where Crohn's likes to start. And then it'll spread, and then it'll randomly pop up anywhere else in the GI tract. So the question is, why does it like to start in that right lower quadrant? It doesn't have to, but that's like a tendency that you see. The way I remember it is I say, since Crohn's is not limited to the colon, he likes to show off that he can affect both the small intestine and the large intestine. And the way he shows off is by starting right between them, right? So he starts out right between the small and large as a way of saying, look at me, I can go on either side. I'm like the bridge between worlds. So that's Crohn's groans. Crohn's is worse than ulcerative colitis. It goes deeper and further. It's more intense. And then the last one is Chron-lonoscopy. That's to remember that you have to do a colonoscopy to diagnose Crohn's. There's no other way to diagnose it, which is kind of maybe hard to remember because I associate colonoscopy more with colon cancer. So I came up with this mnemonic to make sure I remember it. You can't see these things on imaging that you're looking for. That inflammation, that transmural inflammation, uh, those granulomas, right? You want to see them on biopsy. You want to see the histology to confirm that it's Crohn's. So you need a Chron-lonoscopy, which is just obviously a way of saying colonoscopy. So rather than the way I paired them, here's a better way to pair them. Two of them are rhymes, right? Crohn's groans and Crohn's stones. And then two of them are just like, fake words. Or you could even say like long words, which are Chron-ulomas and Chron-lonoscopy. Yeah, I like that way of pairing them up. So yeah, that's it. These four phrases are how I remember the unique traits of Crohn's. And the whole point of learning about Crohn's is just to differentiate it from ulcerative colitis, because the two types of inflammatory bowel disease are Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. So that's it.